Hello everyone, this is what pt0's mikazuki augus. If you do not know who Mikazuki Augus is, he's the main character of Mobile Suit Gundam Iron Blood Orphans. It ran from 2016 to 2018 in the US. So, Deku, he'll be cold. Like, cold. And he'll have a sister named Izumi. No, he'll have a sister named Julieta. Get it? Because Julieta from the series. But, yeah. And so, Deku, his quirk will be to essentially summon the Barbatos from Form 1 to Lupus Rex. And to Dragon King, which this is Lupus Rex for reference. This is the Lupus. And this is Form 1. This is my custom. I think I did a fairly good job. Yeah, I kind of forgot that, if you can see right there. Yeah, the crotch plates. I don't own a Dragon King, nor will I ever. It costs too much. $225. But, yeah. And so he can also transform into the Demon Slayer Gundam, which is essentially Vidar. But Deku, he's born to Inka Midoriya and Toshinori Yage. Deku, he has black hair. And so, yeah, Inko cheated. By cheated, I mean Deku's father is someone else. Because she got with him before she got with All Might, aka Mr. Yagi. And so, All Might, he isn't mad with Inko, but he's mad towards his father. And so, All Might, he takes it out on Deku. He neglects him, he doesn't give him food, and he yells at him a lot. Anything that Julieta does, like if she'll make a mistake, then he'll get blamed for it. But Deku, he's really, really smart. Like, smart. And they're chilling at the park one day. Julieta and Bakugo, they're playing. And Deku, he's just sitting under a tree, just lying down. And then Bakugo and Julieta are playing. And so Deku, He's just thinking about something. Don't ask me what, but something. And so, Bakugo he picks on Deku since Deku's quiet. Well, being quiet. And so, let's time skip to when they're 4. But they go to then, and so Deku, he's already cold and grumpy. Dare I say moody. Essentially me, in a nutshell. But I have a job as an entertainer, so I gotta liven things up for my audience now, don't I? But anywho, so Deku, when they go to the Quirk doctor to get their quirks evaluated, they tell them that Deku's quirk allows him to transform into a robot, and he can change its size varying on the situation. And the doctor says, but he does have a thing called a limiter. If the limiter is removed, even if it's just for a few seconds, he'll lose function in a body part. First, it may be something small like a toe, or his vision will be blurred, but if it continues, he might lose all function in his body, aside from when he's using his quirk. And they really don't care. And the doctor, he notices this. And he feels bad for Deku. And so they ask, so, what's Izumi's quirk? And he says, she has a very strong she has a strength enhancement quirk. And she can also summon a thing called a Rhine glaze. It works similar to the boy's quirk, but hers doesn't have a limiter because it's not that strong. And they say, but still, and like they're celebrating Izumi, but the doctor, he's a lot stronger than her, and yet all they do is want to talk about her and celebrate her achievements. I feel bad for the boy. And the doctor, He also has like a precognition quirk where we'll see like random glimpses of the future. And so he saw a glimpse of this, and he just got terrified of looking at Deku. And Deku, he walked over him and he said, "Thanks, mister. Thanks, mister." And he noticed that Deku had pretty big hands for a kid. And so Deku, he grabbed his hand and pulled him up. He said, "Bye, doctor." And Deku's outfit is legit just yeah, he's legit just wearing this. Well, this, or, well, with a jacket over it. Skip it. He's wearing the skin tight undershirt from the show, from when they put on the Gundam outfit to go outside into space to help from the compression of space. So yeah, sorry for all the stuff muttering. You get what I mean. Sorry, the social awkwardness kicked in just from not posting for a week or two. Oh my god. What am I going to do with myself? But anyhow. So, All Might, he would neglect and hit Deku. And Deku, he came up with the dream. His dream being that no one will ever harm a child in front of his eyes. Or even if they thought about it within his presence. He just didn't want kids going through the same thing he did. And so, Deku, let's skip to around 4th grade. By now, let's go to kindergarten preschool. Yeah, it was kindergarten when Bakugo was talking about the, right? No, that was preschool. Alright, so preschool when they're asking about each other's quirks. But they asked Izumi what her quirk is, and she said, "I have 2 quirks." And they said, "Oh, really?" And she said, "Yeah, a strength enhancement quirk, and a quirk that allows me to summon something called a Rhine Glaze." And they say, "What about you, Izuku?" And he says, "The ability to summon the Barbatos and the Vidar." Essentially this. And he turns his arm into that of the Barbatos Lupus. So he just turns his left arm into this. Give me a second, y'all. I'll be right back. Sorry, y'all. Had to help my family. But anywho, so he does that and the class is all amazed. And Bakugo, he says, it's not as cool as mine though. I have explosions. And Deku, he says, walking terrorist. Or no, he just calls him a terrorist. Like the teacher, she's surprised that Deku knows what a terrorist is. But she knows that he's like a genius. So yeah. Oh yeah, y'all. And don't forget, we're still doing the audition for parts. Even if you guys want a minor character, you can still do that. But, anyhow. So, Deku, he goes ahead and he is just looking at Bakugo, and Bakugo, he's like popping explosions in his hands. And he says, "How dare you say that? You loser." He says, "The only loser here is you. You annoyance." And he says, "You're gonna have to dumb it down for me, big head." And he says, "Of course I would, you ape." And so Bakugo, he rushes at Deku. And he says, "That's enough." And Deku, he just punches that nigga in his gut. Keep in mind, he still has the arm activated. Yeah, that shit hurt. Because keep in mind, this thing weighs over 18 tons. And so, Deku, he just got straight up sent to the principal's office. But anyhow, let's skip to 5th grade. It's the first day, and their teacher is absolutely terrified because she's heard of the one they call the demon, just because of all the fights he's been in. Dang, I spelled his name wrong. But anywho, give me a sec. Sorry, y'all been constantly getting bothered by family today. And if you could hear me, I said I've been constantly bothered by family today. Oh yeah, by the way, question for you guys. Would y'all like me to start the Twitch channel? Where I just stream games that I play on Xbox? Or would y'all just like me to do this? Cause anyhow. And so let me point out, Deku's name is not actually Deku. It's Mikazuki. Because Mikazuki means crescent moon. And so I like that a lot more than, well, green field. But yeah. Because I'm pretty sure that's what Deku's name means. But anyhow. So, Deku. He's walking to class wearing his kimono. Well, not necessarily a kimono, but, bruh. It's the fangirls, I tell you. Always gotta sexualize characters. But, anyhow. So, Deku. He is just vibing on his way to school. And Deku, he currently is like 5'1". And he bumps into this dude that like has muscle. Yet the guy with muscle is the one that falls down. And he's chilling with this other dude. Well, these other two. Nope. Not that Shiro. Yeah, you do. But, yep. Oh, she know. Yeah. But, he's chilling with Shino, so essentially, this boy, where the frick? But yeah, he chilling with this nigga. Bruh. And sorry, y'all, that I'm messing up so much. I feel like I've lost my touch. And he says, "Hey, Akihiro, you alright?" And he says, "Yeah, I'm fine." But the guy that did... Give me a second. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, like I said, I hate this country because they have no respect for me. And they ask why I treat them with no respect. Full city. But anyhow, and this is Akihiro's Gundam, if you didn't know. But and then crud. You have no idea how much my brain hurts. Eugene. 7-star. Who would have guessed that nigga's name to be that, my guy? He didn't have a Gundam, so I'm just going to give him like a I'm gonna give him a Gundam. Nobody cares about League of Legends. Gundam is better. Fight me. But he has the original Gushionne. So essentially, heavily armored and surprisingly fast. And Deku, he keeps walking. And Akihiro, he says, aren't you gonna apologize? And Deku just looks back like that. And he says, you're all three going the wrong way, you know. Our class is this way. And they say, huh? He says, you're card. You're in the same class as me. Let's go. Let's try to go along, alright? And he was just like, huh? He says, just come on. And so, Deku and them, they get along, but the teacher, she was just like, he must be sick today. Thank God. And then Deku, he walks into the classroom. Bakugo, he charges at Deku, and he says, Bakugo! Yes, I'm cursing in different languages because my family is around. See, I'm a genius. Anyhow. So. These niggas just see what looks to be a male Pomeranian dash at something equivalent to that of a honey badger, aka Black Air Force energy incarnate. And Deku, he just sidestepped that man, threw his face into the ground, and he just stomped him out, all with his hands in his pockets. And he says, Bakugo, I would have thought you learned by now, but I guess not. But, anyhow. Let's skip to first year middle school. Deku and them have gotten along a lot. And they met this dude named Orga. Orga, he formed their organization. He called it Tekkadan. And they all knew he was the son of All For One. They would hang out at his house, so the LOV's base. They weren't villains, but Deku, he thought of All For One as more of a father than All Might was. Because Deku, he still has all of the scars and everything from his abuse and neglect. And Deku, at home, he has his own, like, outdoor stove. You know those ones that, like, get hot if you, like, plug them into, like, a generator or something. Or, like, a propane tank. He has one of those. And he has a mini fridge from the job that he had gotten. Because he had All For One make him a fake student ID. And so yeah, he's been rocking that. And so Deku, he goes ahead and he is the second in command. But one day they're chilling and they all know each other's quirks, and they know that Deku, even though he's the second in command, he's the strongest out of all of them. Augus is just like the brain. Deku and Akihiro are the muscle. But anywho, one day they're all just chilling, and Deku, he just says, how about we get into action? And they all go, huh? What do you mean? And he says, how about we finally become an actual group? And we start working. He says, and Orga, he says, I knew you'd say something like that eventually, mikazuki. He said, yep. And so they would recruit like little kids that were abused or anything or like were hurt physically or mentally, and help them. Search. But essentially they have a little kid division, people their age, and then they have like the old man, which they just call him old man. And then they have a guy for accounting. And then they have a guy that helps them out financially, because he runs the biggest biggest company in the world. So yeah, he's David Shields' dad. Quit being friggin' loud! Annoying! God. Freaking annoying. And people ask me why I dislike my family. Get on my freaking nerves. But, yeah, that's him. Chilling in the back. Awesome beard. But yeah. They have backing from him. And like some of the kids, they're just doing this, like most of them are orphans, and they're just doing this to help support their like little sisters or little brothers or like people that got hurt. And then there's Biscuit. His grandma runs a farm. Mikazuki, he helps out a lot there. Well, she owns a rice farm. But her farm struggles a lot. And so whatever money Deku makes from their missions or whatever and their missions are essentially just hired gun contracts. And Deku, he takes care of those swiftly. Like, very, very swiftly. He just totes around a 9 in his pocket. And then, you know the little, watermelon candies? These ones. The Arkers. Yeah, he just carries around like a ton of those in his pocket. And I mean a ton. But yeah, he carries around a bunch of those in his pocket. And so, and it's just to like give to like the younger kids when he goes to an orphanage, because like the orphanage, they know what Mikazuki does, because he also gives them money, so that way they can give the kids better stuff. And all the kids there, they see him as their older brother. There's one girl there, she's the same age as Mikazuki currently, 13. And my god, bruh, it's funny, because from when she was older, you wouldn't think that this came from that. Like, bruh, like, the glow up, like, Jesus. But, she essentially, I remember when they were talking about babies, Mikazuki went straight up, so you want to make one? Like, if you read the manga and if you watch the anime, that's legit what he says. He just goes straight up, you want to make one? Nigga did. Hit it once. Came out with a child, my boy. And he has 2 wives. Like, my god. But yeah. But anyhow, and she has a job for like a delivery service for the lady that lives in town. Deku and them, their base is out of town, and it legit says Tekiden. And like, the heroes, they all know it's a gun for hire group. and there's some people that Nezu kind of needs dealt with. And so, Deku, he's the only person that goes in one day. And he's just like tidying everything up. And he does some training with his Gundam. Well, with his Quirk. And, before that. So, Deku and Julieta, they don't get along. Deku, he hates her. Absolutely hates her. Because of all the stuff that she made him do. And he's just like thinking of all the stuff that she did when he was training, and then all of a sudden red just erupts from both of his eyes, and he just starts going berserk, like on the forest in the back, and he's just shredding through it. And so, oh wait, yeah, I said I was going to give him a Gundam, right? Oh wait, yeah, I said I gave him the original Gushion. But anywho, so Deku, he like woke up, and this was at like 6 in the morning. But and he just goes back to the base, and he realizes he can't feel any of his toes, like at all. Like he can't move them whatsoever. He says, "It happened, didn't it? Oh well, it's just my toes." But he goes and he and like Atra, she goes by there to see him, cough cough. But she also has deliveries for their like food supply, because that's where all of the children that they have live. And by children I mean members. So they also do like training, so they like run around the base, do push-ups, sit-ups, stuff like that. The younger ones, they do lighter work, but yeah. And they like move crates around as a form of exercise as well. But they get shipments, and Deku, he carries it all to the kitchen. And he says, "Atra," and she says, "Yeah, Mikazuki." And he says, "You're a really good cook, you know. You'd make a really great wife for somebody one day." And she says, "Huh?" And she's beat red, nigga. Like, she went straight, like, bruh. And Deku, he's thinking, I wonder how much I can tease her, because he knows that she likes him. And so he says, and so after he's done with the boxes, he realizes she's shaking. He's like, perfect. But he takes off his kimono that he's wearing, so this, puts it around her and hugs her. He says, "There, you won't be cold anymore, will you?" And she's just blushing, and she says, "No, I won't." And she's just like looking down. Red, my guy. Like, she's red. But yeah. But yeah, this is where I'm gonna end this video off. See y'all later.